everybody. I'm Councilmember James Johnson of the 7th District, and welcome to Heart of the City. Here we are tonight, First Fridays in Bixby Knolls, which happens the first Friday of every month. And what we're doing here is in the 7th District at Dana Library, we're having first books at First Fridays. We're reading to kids and getting excited about our libraries. So let's go inside and see what all the fuss is about.
Can I hear some doggy sounds? The cat, let me hear the cat. Meow.
And I've got a special guest today, our Mayor Bob Foster. Now, Mayor, how do you like First Fridays tonight?
I thought it was a great idea. I mean, we're out here today showing kids that reading's important. You know, you read a book to them, I read a book to them. It gets them interested in reading, and you know, to be here with that many children was terrific. And I think if you do that every month, it's going to be. I know you're going to be here next month, and you're going to have Harry Potter. But you saw the interest in the kids.
That's right. And you want to announce what else we have besides Harry Potter, the special activity?
That's correct. We have face painting, or you have face painting, and you generously donated your face to be painted next month. So I think that's great. That's
absolutely right. So everyone wants to come out the first Friday of December. Now, Mayor, what role did reading have in your life growing up in libraries?
Well, you know, I was fortunate. I got interested early on in literature, and I can't remember exactly when I read my first book, but the book that sticks in my mind the most from my childhood was Swiss Family Robinson. And I really did get a sense of being able to be transported somewhere else. Your imagination was activated. I mean, it did all the other things that reading does. It builds your vocabulary, it builds your comprehension. All those things are important, but the ability to transport yourself somewhere else in your imagination.
Great. Now, as mayor, you've had an opportunity to go around all around the city, look at libraries and see their impact on kids. Do you have any special stories about that, or have you seen libraries have an effect on people right here in our city?
You know, I've been to almost every library in the city, and one of the things you see is not only the kids get an interest in reading, but you also have now, in many of the libraries, computer skills. You've got computers, they learn how to get in the 21st century in terms of the electronic age. And, you know, the one thing we need to do is we need to not only make sure kids want to read, but we need to reduce or eliminate that digital divide that occurs in our society. You know, my children, for example, grew up with this stuff. It's second nature to them. But people have to have access to it, and the libraries provide that. It's critical for their future and our future.
Yeah, absolutely. I think part of a vibrant democracy has to be access to books, and that's what is going to raise those kids to be the voters of tomorrow. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I think, you know, civic engagement requires that you not only that you understand things, but that you have a sense of history, you have a sense of how this country was founded, what democracy is and how it works. And if you can't read, you're severely impaired in that process.
That's right. Now, here on Atlantic Avenue, one thing we're trying to do is activate the corridor every month, the first Fridays, bring people out of their homes, eat, shop, play on Atlantic, and really create that urban sense that I think is defining Long Beach for many years to come. Do you feel that here, and do you think that's important for the city, that we come out and support businesses here on Atlantic?
Yes, I do. This is probably, I'm going to be out there tonight. It's probably the 4th or 5th First Friday I've been to. And to be able to go out in the community and walk around to the shops, walk around to some of the exhibits that are here, and obviously the restaurants, it's fabulous. It's healthy for the businesses. It also helps revitalize this corridor. I mean, I think the improvement on the Atlantic and Long Beach Boulevard corridors are tremendous. People need to see this, and I really enjoy this. And you get a good community involvement out here. It's nice to see.
Yeah, you know, I've seen Long Beach thrive and get better in the years I've lived here. Have you seen that as well? I mean, the years go by, it seems like more activity here on the street, and I think things are going in the right direction here.
Yeah, no question. Particularly, you know, it's nice to see it away from the east side of town. The east side of town has a lot of these activities. They had them for years, but to see it on Atlantic, to see it in Bixby Knolls, to see it on the west side of town, I mean, I think that's really gratifying. And more, the more we can do this, the more people you'll get activated, and the more improvement you'll see on these corridors.
Well, thanks, Mayor. You know, I really appreciate it. I want to invite everyone to come out for First Fridays. It's the first Friday of every month. We start it right here at Dana Library on Atlantic at 5:30 p.m. and we have from 5:30 to 6:30, and we go until 10 o'clock, eating, shopping, and playing on Atlantic, all up and down the corridor in the 7th and 8th Council Districts. So come on out, and now it's time to go inside the library and meet our librarian here at Dana, Jennifer. So come on inside, let's talk to her about the library. Hi, we're here with Jennifer Songster, our Chief Librarian here at Dana Branch Library. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Now, you've been here a little while, and you've seen a lot of people come and go. Who uses our libraries here in Long Beach?
A lot of people use our libraries. We have adults who come in and use the computers, or they come in and they use and look for books. We have families that come in and they come to our storytime programs, and they come and they check out books to read to their kids. We have teenagers and school-age kids that come in to get homework help. So it's a very, very broad spectrum of people.
Well, that's great. And we all know these have been tough times for Long Beach families. Do you see people coming in looking for work? Is that something you can do here in the Long Beach libraries?
It is, and we do see that. In fact, during the day, the Family Learning Center is available to adults who are looking for jobs, and they can use the computers in there to do job searching and resume writing. And it has picked up quite a bit in the last couple of years. It's very busy.
Well, that's a great service we offer. And how about children? Is there a children's selection here? I mean, we all know children like to read different books than adults. Are there opportunities for them to come in and get excited about reading?
There are. I think the most important are the two storytime programs that we have that introduce the kids to the library and to reading. We have a preschool storytime on Thursday mornings, and we have a toddler storytime on Friday mornings. And we also have a large selection of children's books for all ages, babies through high school kids.
Great. And what time are those events? And is it open to the public? And anyone just come on down here?
It's drop-in. Anybody can come. 9:30 on Thursday mornings is our story time for preschoolers, and 9:30 on Friday mornings is our story time for toddlers.
Well, that's great. So everyone come on down to Dana Library and hear some great reading from Jennifer. Now, Jennifer, you're a librarian. You obviously love books. What got you involved in books in your life, and what made you decide to become a librarian?
Well, my strongest memories as a child are my school library, and just having the opportunity to browse the shelves and pick out whatever it was that I wanted to read. We always had library time at school, and it was really important to me. And since then, I just have always read. And then when I came to Long Beach, I started working at the public library and made a shift over to children's services so that I could concentrate on getting hands into the books of kids.
That's great. Now, what are the differences working with children in the libraries? And it sounds like that excites you. What's the difference between working with a child population and as opposed to a more general population?
Working with kids, you have to do a little bit stronger reader's advisory and recommendations. They can't make those decisions usually on their own, especially the younger ones, and so you need to know the child and you need to know the books to be able to help them make the two come together. Adults are a little bit easier in that regard because they can make those decisions on their own. They can look at a book and decide if it's the right book for them, but the children aren't able to do that usually.
Well, that's great. A lot of parents want to give their kids kind of an early start in education. I think they know how important reading is for their future. Do you have any advice for parents who might want to come in here and get some books and read to their kids, but maybe they don't know what books to pick or what's appropriate at that age level, that kind of thing? Is that something the libraries can help them with?
Absolutely it is. There are two ways we can help them with it. We have book lists for reading aloud to kids, and we have one specifically for preschoolers and one then for kindergarten through second grade. And also they can just ask us. I'm more than happy to make book recommendations, and I'm here, all the hours that the library is open, and they can stop at any time.
Well, that's great, and you were very gracious to open the library here for First Friday, so I really appreciate that. And, I've heard there's a new program you guys have where you have, I think, a bag with books in it, where it makes it really convenient for people to come in, get books, and go with really very little time. Can you describe that program here at the Dana Library?
Sure. It's called Preschool Books to Go, and it's set up right in front of the beginning of the children's section, where people can come in and just grab a bag or two of books and just go. If they're in a hurry, the books are pre-selected for them. They're appropriate for that age group. They already know that, so it's just a really easy and convenient way to pick out some books.
Well, that's great. Well, it sounds to me that the library is doing everything we can to make it so convenient to read. We've got books to go. We've got a librarian here who's willing to help anyone out there pick books. So it seems to me like there's no excuse to come in and start reading. You think that's right, Jennifer?
I believe that is correct, yes.
Great. Well, thanks so much. I want to remind everyone that we'll be here back next First Friday in December with a Harry Potter theme, face painting, and you. So come on out, and thanks for watching Heart of the City.